Okay, we're live. I'm hitting this other button. It's not working. Okay, there it is. I just want to give a couple updates on what's happening with the housing situation in Los Angeles and what we're seeing, and just kind of give some updates for those that are running around trying to find a place to live. First of all, obviously, the biggest topic on social media right now is price gouging. And so, if you haven't heard about this yet, it is not legal to raise existing prices more than 10% than they were recently. So if it's been advertised recently and it's more than a 10% hike, there's a potential criminal offense and civil offense. So if you're a participant in that, that means jail sentence and a fine. So it's really important to pay attention to that if you're a landlord, your real estate broker, not to cooperate with what the heat of the market is presenting. There's a lot of questions going on about if something's never been for rent, then what is fair market value? And that's probably something to speak to a lawyer about. I can't speak to that specifically. I'm certainly not a lawyer, but I think there's certainly some laws around that to watch out for. But what we've been running into, it's very interesting and understandable, is just a lot of slow decision making by a lot of victims have been impacted by this, and why this is happening and what to be aware of. If you're a landlord and renting your place out, or you're in the real estate side, or you're on the sidelines trying to figure out what to do next, decisions are tough to be made by those that have been impacted by the fires on where to live and when to make a decision, because they still need to figure out insurance. I've seen a lot of line items in the insurance policies where for displacement, they're getting a select amount of dollars dedicated towards that. And in cases of 750,000 to 900,000, probably a lot less. And I've seen even a lot more where that allowance is there for the victims to be able to use towards housing. So, word of advice from insurance companies, we're going to talk about more about this live tomorrow when I have the insurance advocacy group from a law firm coming on at 11 a.m. Also, some insurance brokers to be able to address these issues. But most important right now, if you are in that situation, they are advising keep your receipts for everything you're doing outside of the home. A lot of these are reimbursable expenses, and so they can be reimbursed. The other conversations coming up is very interesting, is for those that are compelled to purchase in this market because they know they're going to be stuck for 2 or 3 or 4 years before their home is rebuilt. The question is, do those benefits go away? And this is very important to speak to your insurance provider or an advocacy group that we'll have online tomorrow, whether or not, if you purchase a home, whether you lose those benefits or not. And that might be important to some people. So it's something to check into. The other concern coming up, of course, is this a place you want to live? Right? You're looking back into the LA area. People are going to Orange County. People are coming to the South Bay and Manhattan Beach. They're scattering all over the place. There are 149,000 people displaced, and choosing where to live is a big decision. You have to think about schools, commute to the schools if you're going to be commuting back to a certain private school. Can you get into the schools? I'm hearing that the schools are opening their doors and might be legally required to open those doors to as many people that have been displaced. But the big conversation going on now, are the classrooms going to be too big because of the extra people that are coming into these classrooms, and how will it affect education in 2025? So these are things to look out for. I just want to give you kind of a preview to some of the things that we'll be talking about tomorrow on the live broadcast at 11 a.m. on Sunday. And then there should be a place to be able to ask for questions if you have questions coming up, because it's a very fluid situation going on right now. And also remember, the SBA, which generally comes in and provides loans in disastrous times, that they did it during COVID. They do it for small businesses. They are offering right now the ability to get money right now from the SBA. Just go to sba.gov and look for the button to click on for a temporary loan. And you can get a loan up to $100,000 if you're a renter, $500,000 if you're a homeowner, to take care of your immediate needs right now, instead of waiting for a decision on the insurance company. So getting cash quickly is important. That is an excellent resource to go to. And as another note, just remember we have donations we're accepting at our office in Hermosa Beach at 440 PCH. You can also go into lafiredonationcenter.org. If you hear of anybody that's looking for a place to rent, we are servicing that community at no charge. We're not charging them anything to go find this housing. They can place their needs on our site. There's a place for housing. If you also happen to be a person that needs or is considering leasing out your room or a house, you can go on there and place what you have available there. And we're going to help provide matchmaking services for those situations. Be safe out there. And if you have questions for the lawyers or insurance agents, tomorrow will be a good time to check in. Thanks.